Welcome to The Learning Post, a podcast dedicated to sharing learnings and insights from UK Aid Match. My name is Emma Hayward, and I'm a Performance and Risk Manager for UK Aid Match and your host for this episode. Today we're joined by Mwerya Scovia, Uganda Team Lead for UK Aid Match grant holder AD International, and representatives from AD's implementing partners in Uganda. Kamya Stephen from Buganda Disabled Union, or BUDU, and Ogik Peter from source of the Nile Union of Persons with Albinism, SNUPA. AD International's work is rooted in empowering disability rights organisations and activists in Africa and Asia to drive change for people with disabilities. The approach AD is taking to this is innovative, and their UK Aid Match project is a good example of one that's considered to be transformative on the UCAM Disability Responsiveness Matrix. This is what we're going to talk about today. Thank you all for joining us. Firstly, Scovia, could you tell us a bit about AD International, and in particular the approach AD takes to supporting the disability justice movement? Why is this so important?
Thank you for having us on the podcast. AD International is a participatory grant maker for disability justice. Our vision is a world in which ableism no longer exists and disabled people can fully participate in society. And our mission is to strengthen disability justice activists and organizations through resourcing and leadership skills. We fund disability justice activists around the world to implement their ideas. Because of their lived experience, they know best what needs to be done, but really struggle to access funding. We want to change that. In our new model, persons with disabilities decide how the money should be spent. As well as funding, we support persons with disabilities with training and support according to what they ask for. We are running a Disability Leadership Academy to support disability justice activists to grow, network, and lead. As well as the work we do directly, we want to influence others in the sector to shift the power in funding and collaboration. Currently, we are running a campaign for fairer funding for organizations of persons with disabilities together with several OPD leaders and funders to encourage more funding for disability justice and more control over this funding by people with lived experience.
Thank you, Scovia. This is so exciting and a real shift in the way that many NGOs have traditionally worked with OPDs. Let's talk about how this approach is playing out in your UK Aid Match project. How is AD supporting Ugandan OPDs to take the lead on driving change for young persons with disabilities?
We are implementing a UK Aid Match funded project, the Look at My Garden Grow, which supports persons with disabilities in Uganda who want to grow their own food. When working on the fundraising campaign to raise money for the project through UCAM, we first spoke to disability justice activists who had set up kitchen gardens to overcome the challenges of food shortages during COVID. They wanted to support and train their peers to set up their own gardens and have access to a reliable food source and income, so we built the campaign with them. Now, the work they envisioned is well underway. AD International has been offering trainings and support as requested for the project and implementing this with our partners BUDU and SNUPA. We found that not only has this project resulted in better access to food, some of those taking part have also been able to set up small businesses selling vegetables they grow and have also told us that the new skills they have learned have changed the way they are viewed in their communities, reducing discrimination, which is brilliant.
Absolutely wonderful. This model really highlights the importance of co-creation, empowering persons with disabilities to directly participate in or even lead on the project design, implementation, and results measurement. This is a big step beyond simple consultation, and that's what makes this project truly transformative. Stephen, you're part of the team implementing the UK Aid Match project. Are you able to tell us about BUDU and explain how the UCAM project aligns with BUDU's work supporting young people with disabilities in Luwero district?
Buganda Disabled Union is founded by younger persons with disability to raise awareness about disability, inclusion with the development programs in Uganda Kingdom, which has a big significance, influence over the culture and economy of central Uganda. Through UK Aid March project, BUDU has mobilized persons with disability and organized them into self-group help so that they can support each and the other emotionally, practically, to take control over their lives. This way, they do not have to depend so heavily to others to meet their basic needs. We are working with the Action on Disability and Development to train them in setting up their own kitchen garden to help them eat their own food, sell some, join savings groups, and change the misconception around disability. This has reduced the levels of violence experienced by a young person with disability because family members and the wide community now see them as the productive members of the community. We are also conducted successful advocacy work for disability inclusion in central government. Apart from the project above, we identified the areas of support we needed from Action, Disability and Development. They have also supported us with the training around with the data collection, data analysis, and interpretation. Through this project, we have also had access to a network for a better collaboration.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm so lucky to have seen for myself the impact BUDU is creating in Luwero, and I'm excited to see how the training in data collection and analysis feeds into your next annual report for UK Aid Match. Peter, SNUPA is also an implementing partner in this project. Can you tell me about SNUPA's work and how it's making a difference for young persons with disabilities in Jinja District?
SNUPA was established to fight widespread of abuse and stigma against persons with albinism, including ritual sacrifice and rape. The objective of SNUPA is to raise awareness through public campaigns on the status of persons with albinism and raise support and resources to address different challenges that they face. SNUPA has mobilized and networked with albinism persons across the country, and we are able to mobilize resources, which has helped us to have a nationwide skin clinics to reduce skin cancer. Organizing also the International Albinism Awareness Day, which every year attracts over 700 persons with albinism and over 1,000 people without albinism, including the media houses, lifting our voices. Through this, we were able to do much campaign, which now has helped us to remove the taxes on the import of the sunscreen lotions. Over time, SNUPA has been focusing so much on persons with albinism, but right now we've shifted our focus to also address the challenges by other persons with disabilities. Through the UK Aid Match project, SNUPA worked to challenge the norms about what young women with disabilities can do. We show positive role models in kitchen gardening, campaigns and media, and support peer leaders to directly engage with families, visitors, and the government to dispel myths and show what is possible when young people with disabilities lead their own initiatives. For norms around violence against women, we have built awareness amongst women with disabilities and their families, gathered evidence on how self-generated changes in food security affects violence, and used this as data for advocacy to build peer support through OPDs and link women with disabilities to existing services. Through this project, We have formed linkages between SNUPA and other organizations to network and collaborate and see how we can improve the lives of persons with disabilities. AD has also supported us to develop our strategic plan and strengthening report, as well as our work around evidence-based advocacy. This has also enabled us to create more linkage with different community stakeholders and has helped us to improve the quality and provision of services to persons with disabilities within our community. It's so important to note that now we are even inspiring those without disabilities.
Wow, it sounds like working with AD has been an important step in building up the tools you need to amplify the voices of persons with disabilities, particularly women in Ginger, and making sure they're able to participate in the various programs and services available to them. Finally, Scovia, do you have any advice for other grant holders who are working with organisations of persons with disabilities? And what can we expect from AD International next?
Yes, persons with disabilities have told us directly they don't want just to be consulted. They want to take the lead and use their lived experience for more impactful work. We have seen firsthand that this is not only a fairer approach, it's more effective. If other NGOs or funders want to get involved in shifting the power and creating fairer funding for OPDs, please check out our fairer funding campaign on our website ad.org.uk. And in terms of what's next, we are currently setting up grants with women-led disability justice organizations in Africa. This was a participatory process designed by women with disabilities. In 2025, we will be doing more participatory grant making in Africa and Asia. Alongside our grant making, we are launching a global disability leadership academy. We will encourage collaborative action and movement building by promoting collaboration and learning amongst individual disability justice organizations and leaders in each region.
And we wish you the very best of luck with these new programs, Scovia. Thank you, everyone, for talking to us today. It's been really fantastic to hear about your journey in supporting the disability justice movement, and we look forward to seeing your next steps take shape. To find out more about AD International, head over to their website at www.add.org.uk. And don't forget to subscribe to the Learning Post so you don't miss any future episodes.